Hello there. I haven't worked with sound a great deal, but today I'm going to mess around with my favorite thing on earth, which is books. This one is The French Revolution. It's a bit of an older book, so it has that lovely quality. And I'm also going to read a little bit from, again, the Tao Te Ching. So here's another older book with the sound of the glue. It's called Beard on Bread. It's probably backwards so you can't see it, but here we are, 1978. Old spine, a little bit of bread, old spine falling apart. Glue is ancient. There we are, spinning it through. It's a lovely wind. Now if you take the cover off the book, you probably want to put it back on. It's only fair. Here's a book with a little bit of texture on the cover. It's actually a German design book, individual design, and it's got some texture. Catches the light. Got these really smooth pages. It creates wind-like sounds when you rub them together. I like to read about architecture and art. Also like just big books. In my collection. So smooth. This paper is so smooth. Now I also like to collect really old books. This one is Elementary English Composition. So it's basically an old school book for children. And they have images in them. And I like to make collages. So if there's a nice picture, I'll just rip it out. Don't be too upset. I've already ripped some pages out, so if you love books, don't cringe too much at this. I'll put it aside and I can work with it later. Picture of the Parthenon, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is a book that's from the library called Ask Mr. Bear. It's still got one of those old library covers in it. I got it for $1 at the thrift store. It's got this wrapping on it. Really nice wrapping. Keeps the book safe when someone's grabbing at it. What else do we have? Leather. Smooth leather bound. And of course, a notebook. Keep the start of my thoughts in. I like the sound it makes when it goes over the metal rings. You can see some of my drawings. Little holes, perfect for running your fingers. It's a big book. It's called Medieval Panorama. I'm a big history fan. The history just going by. This is also a book I've used for collages, so I'm not hurting it too much. It was hot in here, I could cool myself off. There we are. get everything? Aesop's Fables? I'm definitely going to read this someday. A really nice scratchy cover. Maybe I'll read from this instead. Probably one of my favorites. And with a good lesson. Okay, this is one of my favorites. It's called The Lion and His Three Counselors. The king of beasts was in an irritable mood. That morning his mate had told him that his breath was most unpleasant. After doing a considerable roaring to prove that he was king, he summoned his counselors. First, he called the sheep. "Friend sheep," he roared, opening wide his great mouth. "Would you say that my breath smells unpleasant?" Believing that the lion wanted an honest answer, the sheep gave it, and the king of beasts bit off his head for a fool. Then he called the wolf and asked him the same question. The wolf, catching sight of the carcass of the sheep, said, Why, your majesty, you have breath as sweet as blossoms in the spring." Before he could finish, he had been torn to pieces for being a flatterer. At last the lion called the fox and put the question to him. The fox gave a hollow cough, then cleared his throat. "Your Majesty," he whispered, "truly, I have such a cold in the head that I cannot smell at all." And the moral of that story is, in dangerous times, wise men say nothing. Just gotta learn when to be quiet.